discussing major chords, playing and understanding major chords on the guitar. We're going to start with an A chord and work our way through, all the way through, all 12 chords. A sharp, B, C, C sharp, D, D sharp, E, F, F sharp, G sharp, all the way through, all 12 chords corresponding with each major scale. Now, major chords are sometimes called triads because triads are 3-note chords. So any major chord is a 3-note chord. No matter how many strings we use to play it, it still only consists of 3 notes, as in this E chord. This E chord consists of 3 notes, E, G sharp, and B. On top we have an E, then there's B, E, then there's G sharp, B, and then E again. The only notes you heard me say were E, G sharp, and B. So the major chord notes are always the first, third, and fifth note of the corresponding major scale. As in the C major scale, the first note would be C, third note is E, fifth note is G. So a C chord would be C, E, G. Okay, now let's go through all 12 chords. I'm going to show you how to play them, and I will show you the forms that everybody uses most of the time, and then I'll show you a few other forms that you might want to try. Nothing's going to be difficult here. Everything is going to be pretty easy. So let's start with A. We're standard tuning, A, D, G, B, E. Okay, so if you're not tuned up, go ahead and tune up. And A is our first chord. A is at the 2nd fret. The notes in an A chord are A, C sharp, and E. Now to make that chord sound good, we're going to start with the A note and we're strummed down. We're starting with our A string. And that's A, C sharp, and E for an A chord. Now I'm covering the 2nd string, 3rd string, and 4th string on the 2nd fret for that A with these fingers right here. Okay, that's our A chord. Now if we want to do a different form of A, we can use an F form, which is like that, and raise it to the 5th fret just to have another A to use. See, there you go. A, that's A, C sharp, E, A. So we can play our A here, or we can play it up here. Same chord, A, C sharp, E. Alright, next is A sharp. Now let's go back to our A form. Now the notes in an A sharp chord are A sharp, D, and F. That's at the 3rd fret. We're going to do the same thing that we did to get an A chord. Now we're just going to strum the 3 strings. We're going to isolate the B string, the G string, and the D string to play that chord right here at the 3rd fret. So we bring that from the A up to the 3rd fret, and we got that chord. That's an A sharp chord. A sharp. Now if we, and that can also be called B flat. Okay, now if we want to bar that, we can go back to B flat or A sharp here and use that. That's a little harder to play. We're holding down the chords at the 3rd fret. Let's go back. And that's our A sharp chord. We can also use the F form to make the A sharp chord. Starting with F, raise that until we get to the 6th fret. And now we have an A sharp. There's A sharp there. There's A sharp there. Okay. Our next chord is B. Now a B chord consists of the 3 notes B, D sharp, F sharp. We're going to use the same form we used on the A. Raise it to the 4th fret. Here's A, and then B. Now we're only playing, we're isolating again these 3 strings. Now if we want to bar it, we can do that. And that's a B chord. Notes were B, D sharp, F sharp. Now to our well-used and friendly C chord. Now C chord is made up of C, E, open G, and high C. There's your C chord. Now you can also place C using the A form at the 5th fret. Start with A, move it up to the 5th fret. Right there. Now you can isolate the strings and do that for C, or you can bar that if you want to try barring. And you have a C. There's your C chord. Okay, next in line.